Let's get into it. It's crime o'clock, yeah, feel that sound. Typically unique when the truth comes out. Tick-tock, won't stop, let the facts talk. Pull up real close, yeah, it's crime o'clock. Question, whole story change. No fear my voice, no need to shout. Paper speaks when you read it out. If the math's off, I'll circle twice. Truth ain't loud, but it ain't nice. Yeah. Read it again. It's crime o'clock, yeah. Feel that sound. Typically unique when the truth comes out. Tick tock, won't stop. Let the facts talk. Pull up real close, yeah. It's crime o'clock. They sell a narrative if I sell receipts. Courtroom quiet, but the pages speak. Word for word, no added spin. Let it stand, yeah, let that sink in. Screenshot save, timeline's tight. Missing pieces keep me up at night. If they say you're late, I say why. If they say case closed, I say try. No rush here, we do it right. Truth don't bend for the likes of hype. If you came for noise, you in the wrong spot. This is evidence, this is crime o'clock. Clock, clock, clock. Stay with me. This isn't background noise. This is pattern recognition. This is documents. This is crime o'clock. It's crime o'clock, yeah. Feel that sound. Typically unique when the truth comes out. Tick tock, won't stop. Let the facts talk. Say it with me now. Crime o'clock. It's crime o'clock. Typically unique. It's crime o'clock. Yeah. If you're here, you're early. If you're listening, you're paying attention. Show starts now.
Welcome back to Crime O'Clock on Typically Unique. Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. I hope your Monday is off to a good start today. Welcome in, welcome in. Hit that like button on your way in, please, if you don't mind, and share this out so we can get more of our peeps in here with us this Monday morning. So, do a little weekend wrap up. I feel like I haven't seen you guys in forever. I missed you. And yes, happy birthday, Eve. One more day for G-Bean. We're going to celebrate your birthday tomorrow. Yeah, weekend update. Haven't seen you since Friday. I was so bummed about Saturday not being able to be on the verdict room. I had to put family first. It came up at the last minute. I even tried to make sure I didn't plan anything for the 4th of July on Saturday. But we got invited to go meet the girlfriend's parents. So that's a big deal. And so we had to go to that. And it went amazingly well. So they were great people. And had a nice time hanging out with them and getting to meet their family. Mike, you're funny. So that's where I was Saturday. That's why I was MIA. And yeah, other than that, I didn't do too much. Yesterday I had Carlos's brother over, his family. My nephew has a little baby, so I got to have some baby time yesterday. I love when they come over. Thanks, Mike. I missed you guys too. I missed doing that on Saturday. Also, FOIA update. So I had put in a FOIA request for Idaho State Police Report 179, I believe it is. And that's the one where they interviewed an ex of Maddie's. So I think when it would have been easy when we all read that document to just, not really focus on the ex part and think maybe it was Jake's interview. But he wouldn't have been an ex, right? That's not what we were told. So then who was her ex? I'm wondering who they interviewed. So that one, I got a response that they closed it because they said I didn't give them enough information and I don't know how much more information they wanted. So I rewrote it, fully official, professional looking request with every single thing I could, like the detectives' names and just all the information I could think of. So I resubmitted that. And then the other one we discovered last week. So if you missed this episode, go back and watch it. It was a good one. It was Idaho State Police Document 59, I believe. And it was the one talking about Kaylee's, it looked like a student teaching experience because it was for 2 months. And it talked about her doing it looked like a project of festivals, fun festivals in Africa or something. Like it totally looked like an experience that you would do if you were in the education program. And I thought it was interesting that was the previous, that would have been the spring semester, January to March 2022. Because student teaching is usually your very last thing that you do. But the interesting thing about that report that we wanted to get it for was it looked like whoever was in charge of that program, if it was a teacher or a professor or it probably would have been somebody in a public school system that had her come into their school, into their classroom and do this experience. And so to me, that's kind of like I'm interested kind of a thing. But you never know, especially when we're trying to find background information about the victims and especially why Kaylee said she couldn't be a teacher anymore. So maybe that would give us some insights into that. So yeah, just submitted those. So we'll see what happens. On Mondays, I thought I would start off with just some case updates, things that came out over the weekend or highlights from last week that were discussed. And I want to thank everybody in our community here that are emailing me photos, videos, information that I've asked for, just some of you going out of your way to help with topics we've been talking about. It is so greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for doing that. If you have shared something and I haven't used it yet, I am. I'm just trying to plan everything out in a logical order and how I want to approach these topics. So one of the hot topics lately is a Mowich. And I know that there is photos out there now of his crash and curious, I would call it problematic information about his physical condition when he was found that night and his possible involvement in the crime. I've always been on board with Pavarotti on his thinking about the real perpetrators. So I am putting together some information about that so we can go over it here on our channel and kind of get caught up. I feel like I want to help put everything together so we can get a full picture of who that guy is, right? Where'd he come from? Mark B has a video out, and he responded to the number one pro burger who's always in our chats, questioning about the fog lights. I hope I said it right that time, you guys. I always say the wrong word. Fog lights on the car. So it's a short video, but he's, hey, here's the video footage we have. I'm going frame by frame. And actually, if you haven't watched that one yet, go watch it, because it looks like some more possible funny business with that camera footage. So, of course, right? What else? I know Logan got her FOIA request back, I believe, for all the knives. And that is interesting. I haven't got to look into that yet, but I know a lot of people have been waiting for that. And the WSU lawsuit wait a minute. Yes. What did I have for that one? I know EWU. Let me switch gears. That was the plates. Yes. So WSU, not the lawsuit, but the officer who claims he found Bryan Kohberger's car, like, oh, I'm just walking through the parking lot and I'm looking for white Elantras. Oh, here's a white Elantra. And let me write down this license plate number. And then come to find out it was Bryan's old license plate number. So they're claiming that happened on November 29th. I believe I have the right date for that. Correct me if I'm wrong. And Bryan's birth date was like the 21st. And we have that DMV video of him going in and getting new plates. So he already had new plates on his car. So how'd that happen? We're uncovering so many it's beyond inconsistencies. It's not inconsistent. It's contradictory information from what they've been telling us. We'll just put it nicely like that. Okay. Wink, wink. Contradictory information. Hey, Sarah, how are you today? I've been all over your Twitter. I appreciate you so much. I know everybody does, dropping the document links for us. I'm going to go over the, Ann Taylor appeal today, just to analyze that, see if we can break it down and understand it in layman's terms. It's not very easy, but the last update is EWU fighting for the records requests, the records case file to be released, their lawsuit against Moscow Police Department. We watched that hearing together. I forget, it was a month or two ago. And when EWU, they file the complaint, and then Moscow Police Department is supposed to respond. And their response was, we want to dismiss the case. Well, the judge did not dismiss it. She just came back with a ruling the end of last week, I believe. So that's good news. Good news. The case is not dismissed. It's going forward. And I believe a month from now, August 5th, we will have another hearing. Scully Darvo Newberger. Oh, we're adding on to our name over there. Hey, Scully Skull. How are you? Coming in, gifting a membership. Let's see who got that. Sally Port. Welcome to the green team, Sally Port. And Accomplished Day. Thank you. Thank you, Scully. Appreciate that. So, yeah, I cannot wait. I cannot wait for that EWU lawsuit. I love their attorney. And they do this all the time. So I just think they're going to smoke Moscow Police Department. We'll see. We'll see. So now, since the police departments or the city of Moscow, however you want to word it, whoever the defendant is, they now have to respond officially to all the, complaints. And they set a deadline for that. I think they have till the end of July, I think, to do that. So now they got to do their job. Sleuther 75. Holy Toledo, you guys. 20 of you. Sleuther, you are so generous. Thank you so much. 20, you guys. Wow. Let's see. Daisy asks, Janice Coons, Frosty Phantom. Username redacted. That's hilarious. Debbie Bergman, Law Chalk, Coco Uncuffed, Wicca, Dub Blank Shady. I like that, Blank Shady. Beth Wagner. A Jade. Darling. I know I missed some of your name in there. Gina. Oh, this is going up. Fabulous. Facade. Carolyn Lewis. Lucid Melody. Not a lucid dream. Lucid Melody. Lacey P. Hema 1400. Woke up 1984. September Virgo. Curriculum and Crime. I love that name too. Curriculum and Crime. Wow. Thank you, you guys. You know what we got to do? We got to do all of them. Heck yeah, we do.
Clock it! So I gotta say thank you. Clock
it. There's that one. I had to bop my head over here.
Everybody drunk out on the dance floor. Baby girl ass jiggle like she want more.
Jen, I'm also going to go back and make that song that you wrote the lyrics for, that tune right there. That was too good not to do that. Thank you, you guys. Amazing. Okay. One more update before we get into Ann Taylor. You guys have probably, this is the most disturbing case, but it is, out of Ohio. Oh, this is not cooperating. Let me find this. What are you doing on my tabs here? So, there's this breaking case in Ohio, you guys, about a family. Let me know in the chat if you've heard about this. We're not going to go over it in depth or anything, but it is a Monday update. And I am going to be following this case because it's Ohio and it highlights important topics in our society when you see a case like this, and people will automatically start questioning, why didn't somebody do something? How could this have been prevented? And we need to ask those questions. And I hope there is a solution, but obviously there isn't one yet because these things keep happening. So I just wanted to pull up this picture real quick so you guys know who I'm talking about. Let me see if I can find the photo of them. Oh my God. This is so bad. Take that off. Wait, take that off. Okay. Pulling it up. I mean, look at these people. So this is the Sider, Sider, I believe, family in a very, very small town. Like, I think they said there's like 2,000 people. I don't have all the details memorized yet of the name of the town or anything like that. I do know it's south of Columbus. I've never even heard of this place. And this family, these are the 4 adults. So the women on the left, so you can see the older woman is the grandmother, and then the younger woman is the mom. When I look at the photos of these people, well, let me finish with the men over there. So there's the grandfather and then the father. Okay. This family was living in, it seems, I did hear some details about it. They were living in an abandoned home. However, I'm gonna have to look into that more. I heard that the owner of the house had made some type of payment on it within the last year, I believe. And the grandmother there with the glasses, supposedly, now this is not like, I've not vetted any of this out. This is just things I've heard. But I heard that she had a couple utilities in her name, like running water, but they didn't use it. I don't know. This house was beyond deplorable conditions. They have 16 children from the ages of, I believe I heard 18 months up to 18 years old. Kawanda gifting another membership, you guys. Thank you. Thank you.
Here comes the 2 to the 3 to the 4. Everybody drunk out on the dance floor. Baby girl ass jiggle like she want more. I appreciate you. Thank 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 you for the support. Thank you. Thank you.
And that last thank you was for all of you. All of you. Thank you for supporting the channel. It helps keep me going on here, being able to come on here every day and bring you information and discuss these cases with you. I love it. So I greatly appreciate you. Appreciate your support. And Kawanda, I got that book on the way. I will let you know when I get it. I am so excited about that. I can't wait to break it down. Yep, I will let you know for sure. That peep time. I gotta have my dancing peeps, you guys. Oh, that's so sweet. That's so sweet. You being in here is the highlight. All you guys being in here. Yep. You don't know what it's like to like come on a live and then look at the chat and be like, is anybody going to be in here today? How many people are going to be in here today? So I appreciate all of you. Yeah. Yeah. Another book club, you guys. A book club. I have a feeling though, when we do the truth line, we'll break it up. We'll break it up into parts and everything. And now we have way more people in our Discord, and there's a lot more communication going on in there. So we'll be able to like collaborate more in there and decide how we want to do this. How do we want to break it up? Things like that. So very exciting. Can't wait for that. Hey, Curriculum and Crime. Hi, G Bean. Saluther 75. Sally Port, you're green. Welcome, welcome. Of course, Jen 7S. Crime and Chaos, hello to you. Hello, Kawanda. Pooh Bear's Honeybee, hello. You're working. Good, good. Critic Rick. Hey. Sweet Pea. Good to see you today. I said hello to Scully. Ro, hello. Good morning to you. Hope everything's good your way, Ro. And Mikey Mike. Truth Not Redactions. Hello to you. Yeah, sad and disturbing case for sure. Yep. Miss Kiki. Kiki, do you love me? I forget the words to that song. That's another good tune I got to use, you guys. The Kiki tune. Hi, Wendy. Good morning to you. I think I got everybody. I hope I didn't miss you. If I did, hello. All right. One little bit more. So yeah, they've got the 8 or the, how many did I say? 12. There was 20. So 16 kids, 4 adults living in this house, and they kept those kids in like this tiny room, and they were there for 4 years. So at this location, whatever their conditions are, I mean, one of the officers, I do have the press conference. I'm not going to watch it today. I'm not covering this case today. I just wanted to do an update. But one of the officers said the children reminded him of like when you see those fundraisers on TV and for like Africa and drought places that are having drought and the conditions of the children, like that. Like, oh my gosh. Yeah, Beth Wagner, you're green. Welcome. Who's laughing? Kiki, do you love me challenge? My friend got knocked over by his car. Oh, is that the one where they were walking next to the car? Was that the challenge? I think I remember that on TikTok. Oh, a music section, you guys, on the Discord. I'll have to share my favorite group with you in there. I'll have to post links to their songs. They're so good. They're called Blessed Union of Souls, and they're from Ohio. I'll show you the house, and then that's it.
Who is one of the family members.
There. So aerial view of the house, but it was disgusting. So like I said, we will cover this case, but Vinton County child abuse investigation for sure. The reason why I want to cover it, 2 reasons. One, I already told you about the issues of importance, but the other one is I don't think this is going to be a cut and dry, they were abusing the children case. I think there's going to be a lot more coming out of this case because the reason they went to this house was they had a warrant for the dad for something else. Like he was doing something weird at another location, which I know nothing about yet, but whatever that is, I think that's going to be a deal. And then that led them to this house. So I just think there's going to be a lot of stuff coming out of this case. All right. So, last week, Sarah D. Irish had posted the links to court documents that were dropped. And, it had the word appeals in it, appellate and things like that. And for a good few minutes, everybody was flipping out. I was live when it happened. And everybody came in the chat and was like, there's an appeal. And for a minute, your heart drops and you're like, oh my gosh, like, because we're waiting for that moment. And it is come to find out it was not anything to do with like an official appeal for his guilty plea. It is having to do with the Idaho Statesman news newspaper, news network, having a court case where they're also wanting access to unredacted information from the case. And so they have this process going on. And my understanding, I'm going to pull up the documents. My understanding is that the judge ruled for things to be unsealed, and Taylor wants to appeal that to keep it sealed. Is how I am understanding it based on how I've read it so far. But we're going to read it together again. Make sure I don't misinterpret anything. Let me know in the chat if I do. I'm reading these documents and I'm like, you're saying 100. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Sarah. The language they use, I understand things have to be like legal terms, but it's so hard for someone who doesn't have a law degree, and especially when these are documents for the public, right? When you try to read them, I'm like looking up words, what does this mean? And then trying to put it back into context for things. And especially for the public to understand these documents, it's almost like on purpose, like keep it super legalese so that, we know what we're doing, but, the average Joe public won't really be able to understand everything. But 1-1, hello there. Tanzola's info. I have not. What is it about? Yeah, it's not easy, Sarah. It's not. I go slow and I reread things. Let's see. He didn't just lose signal or run out of battery. This was an actual button press, power off on purpose, and then a power back 2 hours later. And in the middle of that, 4 people were killed. You're saying that that's true? I know that's what they've been claiming the whole entire time. Oh. Remind me who Tanzola is. Was he one of the experts? William Tardy. Let's do this with all the phones that were off at that time. Jen. Oh my gosh, Kawanda. Yes, 1-1. I am like I'm not a like all out Swiftie, but a mini Swiftie over here. Were you around the wedding, the Taylor Swift wedding? I forgot you were over there. I want to hear all about that. Back to what he was FBI. Tanzola was FBI. Do we have his report? I thought we didn't have any FBI reports. Let's see. The FBI agent tasked with uncovering the digital footprint of Idaho mass murderer Bryan Kohberger has revealed for the first time that the killer's calculated efforts to wipe clean his online life played a crucial role in proving his guilt. Well, he better come with receipts. Yeah, that's what he's saying. Well, thank you for sharing that. I'm going to put that on my list. I'll look that up later. Let's get Swiftie. For sure. All right, let's look at this document. First, we'll get some background information. So this is the Idaho Statesman. And this was June 26th. Kohberger murder case cost taxpayers millions. Defense expenses remain unclear. Okay, so this is like one of the headlines that is coming out of trying to get this information, right? And you know, they probably want a news story like that, right? Like, oh, all the money they're spending. So let's see what this says. The University of Idaho's no, not that. Here we go. Mounting a legal defense for Bryan Kohberger on the public dime has cost nearly $5.5 million and counting, according to an analysis by the Idaho Statesman. But how Kohberger's attorneys spent the millions in taxpayer money is still not clear. Let me see what happens when I click on this. See what happens. Oh, it's just another article. It's just another article. All right. His public defense team's invoices and expenses, including information that would reveal the sums paid to each lawyer who represented him, remain in a sealed civil court file over which the Statesman is actively litigating. So here, right here. So the Idaho Statesman, they want this information, right? They want the money. They're following the money. Okay. How much did these lawyers get paid? So, and it's sealed. Okay. So how much these lawyers got paid and other expenses is sealed, or it was sealed. Okay. And so the Statesman has a lawsuit because they want to see that. Oh, don't do this to me. I was subscribed to them. I should have took their deal up for it. I was subscribed and I just canceled it. In response to a request from the Statesman late last year, the North Idaho District Court judge appointed to review and approve the defense's spending for the criminal case ordered that at least some of the financial documents be unsealed. Okay, so these financial records, these documents were sealed. The Idaho Statesman opens up a lawsuit. Hey, we need this unsealed. A judge responds, reviews the complaint by the Idaho Statesman and says, yes, I'm going to order. Let's see, how did this get worded again? The North Idaho District Court judge appointed to review and approve. The judge ordered that at least some of the financial documents be unsealed. So some. Kohberger's attorneys had objected to releasing any of the records. So here's how I believe this would go. The Idaho Statesman puts in paperwork. We're filing a lawsuit. We want the financial records unsealed. Ann Taylor, as the defense part of the case, is like, files a response. We object. So we want it unsealed. Ann Taylor, we object to it being unsealed. Then the judge comes in and says, I'm ordering that some of these documents become unsealed. And Ann Taylor, what we're going to see right now, comes in and says, I want to appeal this decision because a decision was made. So she's appealing that. So that's why when we saw the word appeal, we were all freaking out. So let me pull up that document. Is this the one I wanted? Yes, right here. So here is her appeal. Hey, everybody coming in. Hello, hello. Happy Monday to you. So you can see this is the state of Idaho versus Bryan C. Kohberger. Motion to appeal from interlocutory order. So I looked up what's interlocutory, right? And what that means is like, this isn't necessarily about the case. It's something that's happening in the middle of the case. Like that's what inter means. We do a language lesson, inter, within, right? Something like that. So let's see. They are coming, hereby moves this court to authorize a permissive appeal. So they're asking permission. Can I have permission to appeal? Because it was a district court's order. So the Idaho Statesman thing went up to the district court. Okay. And the district court judge said, yeah, we're going to unseal some of these. And Ann Taylor wants permission to appeal that. I don't know, because it's a higher court, I guess. The district court in this case has already approved Mr. Kohberger's motion for permissive appeal. So this is the judge right here, Judge Monson. I hope you guys can see what I'm sharing. I need to always check. Nope. Sorry, you guys. Here we go. I'll back up and show you. Right here. Okay. So motion to appeal from interlocutory orders. And then this is the part that I read so far. So they're asking permission to appeal the district court's order on motion to unseal. So it was a district court judge. They already approved their motion for permission. So yeah, you can have permission. Okay. So then they have to actually go do it. So they got permission to appeal and then they have to go do it. So this is the judge, Judge Monson. He's a district court judge for the 2nd Judicial District of Idaho. So right here, after Mr. Kohberger was sentenced and his period for appeal expired, that's the normal, his normal standard, within so many weeks or whatever, after he pled guilty, there was that short period of time for an appeal. When that expired, Kevin Fixler, our buddy Kevin, writer for the Idaho Statesman, made a request through public records to have the file unsealed. So I love this, you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the chat, because we've got, thank God, Kevin Fixler and the Idaho Statesman, they're coming at them like, unseal the files, right? And then we've got EWU, unseal the files, like unredact them. What are we doing? Unseal everything, right? Raw Troyster, every last thing. I agree with you. Yeah. Who was I listening to? I was listening to somebody and they're like, this case has been over for we're going on 4 years. 4 years. Well, since it happened, right? 4 years of the case. It's a full year already since he made that plea deal. A full year. And we still don't have anything. Well, we've got MPD released photos. That's it. Moscow Police Department. No, I'm sorry. I apologize. Not photos. They released their reports. And then Idaho State Police releases their photos and their documents. That's all we got so far. Yeah. How do you justify that? How do you justify that? So put this back up there. Oh, it is up there. Good. Just checking on you guys, making sure you can follow me. So Kevin Fixler. Okay. So I love that we've got at least two media outlets making this a legal thing. It should be. This court ordered the case be unsealed. But recognizing many parts of the file would be subject to continued sealing in a redacted fashion. So to me, that means they can't hold back the whole document. They have to release everything, but they're allowed to redact. And I think part of EWU's lawsuit is you're over redacting. I mean, we see it. I was explaining this to somebody the other day. I'm like, we're getting these interviews and they'll ask a question like, what was your girlfriend's name? And then it's like 2 minutes of silence because we're not allowed to know anything about their girlfriend. Like, I'm just making that up. Absolutely crime and chaos. All these redactions and the silence and the delays, it's not helping them. It, at the very least, makes us ask more questions. And at the most, it's pointing out potential other things. I'll just say that. Hello, Leah Story. How are you today? Nothing, not truth, not redactions. I'm going to finish going over, this lawsuit part here. And then I'm going to continue what I started on Friday. And that's the point I was trying to make on Friday is let's look at what was said by the officials after Bryan was arrested and after he took the plea deal. Especially after he took the plea deal, we should have heard all the evidence they had of how he's the right guy. And then also after he was arrested, we should have heard all the evidence that they had against him. And on Friday, if you guys didn't get a chance to watch that, we were analyzing the press conference that they had. And we heard from Chief Fry, the chief of Moscow Police Department, and we heard from Bill Thompson, the prosecutor. They did not say one thing about a piece of evidence. Not one at an arrest press conference. And I have shown many examples of arrest press conferences on my shows. And that's the first thing they do. You want to come out and you want to, it's almost like bragging rights almost. Like, here's what we did. Here's what we got. We got this, not in this case. So we got through most of the press conference Friday after the arrest. But I also had pulled up the Pennsylvania press conference. Yeah. Those are very telling. Those were very telling. Okay, let's go back to Ann Taylor here. So my question is, why does Ann Taylor want to fight this? Why does the defense not want things to be unsealed? That is so concerning to me, you guys. What do you think about that? Here, we should do this. Let me do this. I want your guys' opinions. Right here. We're going to do this one, I think. Yes. So, is Ann Taylor how do I want to say this? Ann Taylor wanting, if I could spell correctly, this would go faster. Wanting to, is Ann Taylor wanting to keep documents sealed a red flag? Do you think that's a red flag? Like a concern? Is that a concern to you? Is that telling? Where's my, oh, there they are. We'll do a little poll. All right, please take a second and answer that poll question, because I think it is, but that's my opinion. Mark B's in the house. I loved your last video, Mark B. Yeah, red flags are flying. Red flags are flying. And why do you guys think that is? Why is that?
Red flag, red flag. Red flag, red flag.
Got to get our peep in here. Our little peep showing up to point out these red flags. Yeah. So good points to add to it. Good points to add to it. So we've got, I'm going to jot down these red flags. We need a red flag list. Red flags. She let the house get torn down. I thought that was a huge mistake. Oh, what was the other thing you said? They were such good. Let me find it. Oh, right there. It's on the screen. And the gag order. Yeah, she didn't fight the gag order. And now she wants sealing of documents. Just keep everything sealed. I don't understand. Okay, so Mr. Kohberger filed a motion with the district court seeking approval for a permissive appeal from this order because it was ordered to unseal, and she's appealing that. The other thing that concerns me about this is where she's putting her energy. She will put her energy towards keeping things hidden, but where's the energy? What's, how about if he's the right guy, come out and tell us. Use your energy for that. Tell us what's going on. Just tell us the truth. Put your energy towards truth. Right? This district court approved this motion. So all this is about is like, yes, go ahead, appeal it, appeal away, go ahead. And then it's just going through. This court should grant Mr. Kohberger's request for permission to appeal. And then I'm not going to read all this legal. This is just like all the reasons why. Okay. All the reasons why. And then here's the order. Okay. So ultimately, the order said, oh, this is interesting. Oh, this is important. We need to know this. Disclosure of court records is controlled by ICAR 32. So, I live in Ohio, and in Ohio, we have the Ohio Revised Code is what we call it. And it's all of our laws. And you can look them up. And I had to learn all the laws about education. Like, I didn't have to memorize them, but I had to learn how to use that and find things. And so that's what this seems like. I don't know exactly what Idaho code, I don't know, ICAR. This rule is adopted pursuant to the Supreme Court's authority to control access to court records as recognized in the Idaho Public Records Act. Okay. The public has a right to access the judicial department's declarations of law and public policy, and to access the records of all proceedings open to the public. Do you think that's why they did so many things in a closed courtroom? If it's done in a closed courtroom, is it allowed to be sealed? I haven't thought of it that way before, but I just read that. All proceedings open to the public, but they did things in a closed courtroom. Okay, so then here is how it says this rule provides access in a manner that promotes accessibility to court records. Okay, so we should have accessibility to court records. Support the role of the judiciary. We don't care about that. Promotes governmental accountability. We definitely, yes. Accountability. What's that? Contribute to public safety. Minimizes the risk of injury to individuals. Oh, they better not say we're protecting somebody. Protects individual privacy rights and interests, protects proprietary business information, minimizes reluctance. So if they're going to redact anything, it should only be like high privacy things, medical, social security numbers, things like that. Makes the most effective use of court and clerk of court staff. Wouldn't it be a better use of their clerk of courts if they didn't have to spend 1 million hours every day answering FOIA requests, record requests? If they put the whole case file online and were like, here, have at it, then their clerks could work on other daily work that they need to work on. They wouldn't have to pay an attorney to go over all these redactions. Anything that can dox people sealed. Yeah, nobody's arguing with that, right? Oh, senor. Oh, that's one way to look at it. Yeah. The fees charged per page. Yeah, the digital information isn't measured by page. This is going to bankrupt Moscow if this is handled correctly. Yep. Thanks, Jen. I'm going through now trying to see. There's Lori, girl. There's Lori. They should be free. Yep. La Fugitiva. Hello. I hope I said that right. Kim, Suzanne made a good point. Read her comment, please. I will. John T. Hello. Where is Suzanne's comment? I'm looking. I'm scrolling up. I'm scrolling up. Right here. Could Anne want the docs to remain sealed so that alternate perpetrators can't get their story straight prior to an appeal and possible new trial? Yeah. Yes. I believe. In fact, I was like thinking about that very question. Like, why? Why? And I don't laugh at me, but I do use ChatGPT sometimes to help me brainstorm or do creative things. So here is a list, just a possible list of, let me see if I can make this bigger. Can I hide that? Yep. Okay. This is a list of possible reasons that a defense attorney would want. Oh my God, where did I put it? Right here. Why would a defense attorney want to keep things sealed? Okay. And that was one of the reasons right here. They don't want to disclose their legal strategy. So if there is an appeal or post-conviction proceedings, and I think that's probably one of the only reasons we would all accept, right? Isn't that like the main reason we would all accept? Preserving an attorney's work product. I've heard, I think Tomboy Charm brings that up all the time. Not wanting to turn over. Work product is like, okay, I got this piece of evidence and another piece of evidence, and I'm putting it all together and creating a timeline, or I'm putting it all together and creating, a work product, something from that. And that's kind of like their strategy, their points that they're going to make in a case, and they don't want that to be seen. So here it gives an example, like their notes, witness interviews, strategy notes, timelines they create, theories they create. So stuff like that. They want to keep that hidden. So those two make sense. Protecting privileged communications. I don't know about that. I want to see that. What do you guys think? Do you think that the defense just wants to keep their correspondence between Bryan? Does Ann Taylor want to keep her communication with Bryan private? Is that why she wants to keep these things sealed, or one of the reasons? I kind of want to see what they've been saying to each other. Like, what does she say to him? Transparency keeps things leaning too honest. I agree with you. Agape love. Hello. Where was that one? Right there. Yep, transparency. Karmic, I saw your comment about Fry. That's so funny. Hi, Yvette. The defense usually doesn't want it sealed. The government usually does. Yes, I agree. It's usually for like RICO, drug charges, conspiracy cases. Yes. Yes. Yep. Like, okay, like Ryan Wedding just got arrested this past January. It was the head kingpin of, I think it was the Sinaloa cartel. I'm not sure. One of the cartels, actually responsible for running those substances exactly up to this area that we're talking about. They're going to keep that sealed, parts of that sealed, because especially people turned on him. Like his right-hand man sold him out. They're going to keep that sealed. Work product is like proprietary material. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Safeguarding mitigation evidence. If the file contains psychological evaluations, family history, yeah, nobody wants that stuff. Yes. So I agree with all of these so far, except probably this communication one. Like, I want to see, I think we deserve to know the communication. Because he already took a plea deal. So if that communication is going to say anything about him being guilty, just show us that so that we know they have the right guy, right? That's what everybody's saying. So I don't think number 3 would be a reason. That's my personal opinion. Protecting third-party privacy. The file could contain information about witnesses, family members, or other individuals who are not charged with crimes and whose personal information the defense believes should remain confidential. I don't think that should remain confidential. I think that could be redacted. Just redact it, right? You think Bryan might be the one that wants things sealed? I don't know. Preventing harassment of witnesses. Is that a reason to seal documents? I don't know. Why would they be? I don't know. Why is a case file going to? I mean, I think there's more harassing, what they call harassing, like us just coming on here and talking about the case. There's more of that because they're keeping things hidden, right? There's more of that because they're keeping things hidden. Let me see what our poll is doing here. How do I find it on here? Let me see. So on our poll, I said, is Ann Taylor wanting to keep documents sealed a red flag? And 76% of you said yes. 24% said no. So there's some people that don't put a lot of weight into it. Number 7, preserving investigative leads. The defense may have pursued leads that were never introduced in court. Making those public could unfairly implicate innocent people or expose investigative methods. That'd be a good discussion show right there. If I don't know. If you have alternative perpetrators, investigative leads that lead to the right people, it doesn't need to be hidden, because if it's right, it's going to be right no matter what. Even if the prosecution sees it, it's still going to be right, and they're going to have to defend against it, and you're going to have enough evidence to prove they're guilty. So that's my thought on that one. Avoiding the spread of untested allegations. Defense investigations often examine many tips that ultimately go nowhere. Releasing those materials could fuel speculation. Oh, God, no. No, we're already speculating, so. We're already speculating. Just reading your comments real quick. Oh, they should keep them sealed because we'll misinterpret things. No. A lot of these are about like future, like if there's an appeal in the future, things like that. Personally, I don't want anything hidden or sealed. Just release it. And I have a hunch that anything that we've uncovered would probably be new information. It's probably not in the case file yet. I don't know what you guys think about that. Respecting the victim's privacy. Although the defense represents the defendant, the file may contain graphic photographs, autopsy materials, medical records, deeply personal information about the victims that courts often seek to protect. They can redact that stuff. Digital forensic privacy. Again, they can redact all that stuff. So, yeah, those were just some reasons why. So that's really what that court filing was about. So when we heard appeal, it was Ann Taylor appealing the decision to unseal the file, the case file. She doesn't want it to be unsealed. I don't get that. Nobody wants this case file unsealed except us. Except for us. William Tardy, that's what Senor was saying, right? Like, it's harsh. That's what Senor's comment was. Like, it's harsh to say that, but once you're past, no privacy, right? There's Lucy girl. Laws about the images of the scene and keeping the visual proof of the crime hidden. This is total shit, and people are not thinking this through. Laws about the images and keeping the visual proof of the crime hidden. Yeah. Oh, there's already a law tort. Another word I got to look up. A tort. I'm assuming that's a document or a file or a case or something like that. Thanks, Leah. We have to laugh our way through these crazy cases. The case of interest website and a Google Drive with all of it. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That would be interesting to see if that works. Very interesting. Okay, so before we... Oh, that's a part 2. I only read your second part. Good. I want more context. This was it. I think it is bizarre that Idaho Statesman wants to pry into the nitty-gritty of what Anne did while they do nothing to find the truth. Yeah, that's how I started off. Absolutely. Yeah. Like they just want that clickbait headline, like they're misusing our money, right? Not that they really care about the details of the case because they all believe the narrative. That's why I think. Not the nitty gritty of what Anne did while they do nothing to find the truth in this case, and they do nothing about the Gonsalves changing laws. Yeah, that was the second part. Yeah, I get you. I got you. They just changed laws about the crime scene image. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yeah, if you guys aren't aware, the Gonsalveses, I mean, if you want a law in your state, you have to find a congressman and you have to go meet with them and you have to say, hey, here's what, we should have. And they would have to want to work on that. And then it's a whole process. Once that they start working on a law, they will find people in the public who have experiences or stories, life experiences that they can go and share and speak in front of the legislature to kind of just add that personal experience for the need, like why we need this new law. And that's the role that I believe the Gonsalveses played. They took a day and they went and they shared their experience as parents of a victim in a horrendous crime, to not want the crime scene photos of their children to be public. And so they passed a law about that. You're good, Jen. Yeah. Okay, so there has been a lot of, I don't know if there's been a lot. I think there should be more discussion about the fact that Bryan never uttered a word, literally. Like the judge had to put his innocent plea in for him at the beginning, or because he stood silent, right? We're not saying a word. And then even at the sentencing hearing, he just answered the questions, yes or no, right? So why would he possibly take this plea deal and stay silent? And I found this very old clip. I've done shows on plea deals too to explain that, like why that happens. But I've been over on Jay Embry's channel, Pav, and I'm trying to dig up all his old information about Mowich. And I know somebody was sharing some of those videos with me. Thank you very much. Wade Bird, if you're in here, I don't know if it was you. Somebody was sharing those with me. Thank you. But I went way back to one of his beginning videos, and I thought he made an excellent point. So I wanted to share that. As soon as I find it. I just had it pulled up. Oh, I took it off for this. Okay. No, not that. Sorry, I got to get back to my playlist. I said I was going to release my playlist to members. I have, oh my God, I have so many. I got to put that on my to-do list because I've just got them titled by people in the case, court or hearings, a lot of stuff. I think you guys would hopefully enjoy that. Where did I put it? In this one? I put it in this one. Let me see. That was not it. One second. Oh, here. I got it. Okay. It was that one, I believe. Okay. This is an old one. You guys will be like, I remember seeing that. I remember seeing that. Hi, Dago. You believe Brian's team is watching? Hope so. I wish their actions matched the information we're seeing. I don't think their actions match the information we're seeing. I don't understand the whole appeals timeline and what options Brian has exactly. I've heard people say different things. And I was watching Pav's latest video, and I thought he said something about that, like something has to be done in the next 15 days or something like that. Did you guys hear that? For him to keep his habeas corpus rights. I think that's what I heard. Let me know if I heard that correctly. Yes. Okay. All right, you guys, that's 3 weeks. 3 weeks. So do you guys think something's going to be done? I know Dago's been saying something's coming, something's coming, something's coming. I do think they would wait till the last minute. I don't know why. I don't know why. Okay. But yeah, let me play this because I thought this was really good.
Would not come and kill him.
Why would Brian take the plea besides getting the death? I think just getting the death penalty off the table was enough to take the plea. But there's other reasons.
Defender, the same one again that defended both of the young.
Okay. I'm only playing part of this.
He knows that what happened to those women's daughters that we're going to talk would certainly happen to.
You know what? Let's listen to the whole thing. You can't go wrong listening to the whole thing.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome again to The Revealing. Once again, I am your host, Pavarotti, here explaining all the details, filling in the blanks on the Idaho 4 atrocity. Now, in this video, I'm going to put the...
I mean, what do you guys think about that? Deb's in space asking, should we send specific YouTube videos to Ann Taylor? I think there are people sending things to her, but I mean, I would think she needs to see. Yeah, Susan says 100%. Yes. I think she needs to see all the evidence about, especially this latest Mowich stuff. Mowich, however you say his last name. Yeah, that's a great question. Great question. Thank you for that.
I appreciate you. Thank you, 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 thank you for the support. Thank you.
Yeah, let me know in the chat, what do you guys think would be the best topics of videos to send to her? Potato boycott, you guys. Potato boycott. What other state has good potatoes? Probably Washington. I don't think we're eating Washington potatoes either. Yeah, I try to. I respond to all the comments I get on videos and emails. Maybe not immediately, but I get to them. And Ann Taylor's got people for that. She's not doing it herself. She's got people. I don't have a secretary. Ann Taylor's got a secretary. You've been trying to make that happen? Yeah. I've heard a lot of the bigger creators, like they know that there are people watching. I think they know that they have the eyes and ears of people. Yeah. To the resource judge. Yeah, isn't it amazing that here we are a year after the plea deal and they're all still getting paid, like they're working on the case. Don't you think a year of working on the case, the whole case file should have been gone through and everything should be redacted and it should be released? That's what they were supposed to be working on. You prefer sweet potatoes. That's true. Telling her staff not to respond. Michigan potatoes. Ohio probably has potatoes too. We can grow, we grow stuff around here. Just buy your own local potatoes, you guys. All right, let's listen to this.
Final pieces together for you of what is going on and what's going to actually take place in this case. Because I firmly believe that they're going to find Mr. Kohberger guilty of this crime. And then it's the last you're going to hear about it once they do. The reason I believe.
Remember, I said this is like his earliest, probably one of his first videos. So that's why I love Pav's channel, because you can literally go back and watch his progression in thinking about this case. It's awesome. I
believe they're going to find Mr. Kohberger guilty is because law enforcement has manufactured enough evidence and they have enough circumstantial evidence to be able to prove the case. And they already know that he is the assailant. And with that knowledge and being able to convict him and close the case and get all eyes off of this whole ordeal is the top priority for them. Because just like I explained in the past video, the real investigation is to the organization that was behind this, that is controlling the drug trade in Moscow, Idaho. Now, the final piece to this puzzle is right out there in the open for everybody to see. How this all started with the girl's parents specifically planning to turn evidence on their organization. How did the organization know this? Both of the both of the mothers' attorneys were the same woman. That woman has all the information.
Okay, so, and again, this is years ago that he made this video. So if there's anything incorrect in there, he has corrected it along the way. Okay, I know that. Also, his opinions. If he's making an opinion now that is different to today, his opinion changed as he saw different evidence coming along the way. But this is exactly how I started with this case. When I heard about the two moms, or the mom and the stepmom, being in trouble legally, and not just oh, I got busted once, or oh, I got busted a couple times, having decades decades of legal trouble because of drugs, being in and out of jails and prisons for major charges in these things. And after decades of getting busted in that, at some point the judge's leniency is going to run out. Okay. And so that was the situation that I understood those two stepmom to be in. And it was just too coincidental to me. It was too coincidental thinking about a motive for this crime. So I've never wavered from that. I've always felt like that has had to have had something to do with this, because I just don't believe in any coincidences in this case. Well, except like the 50,000 triplets and all the Hunters and Jacks and names that are like similar.
Necessary to be able to pass it along to the organization. I'm going to say more than likely she is employed by the organization. Now, she's also employed by the public defender's office. She's an attorney. Public defender's office appoints her, but she has another line of income, I assure you, and her allegiances are to that organization.
I need to do that, Leah. That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
And how do we know that for a certain? Or, again, I'm not trying to slander anybody, but how can we infer that for certain? Well, the same attorney for those two women also happens to be the attorney assigned to Bryan Kohberger. Now,
this part I'm not certain about. I don't know about the original attorneys with the mom and the stepmom or anything like that, but I do know it was like, I don't know if it was in the same county, so that they would use the same public defender's office, not necessarily like, remember that was that whole situation with Kara, Xana's mom, and her saying that Ann Taylor was her attorney. And then I think it turned out, no, it wasn't. It was just somebody from that office. So somebody from that public defender's office. So, buenos tardes, Amy Conway. Hola, hola. Hello. I hope you're having a great day.
This Moscow, Idaho case is the highest profile case in America right now. There's millions of eyes on it. Bryan Kohberger, who is facing 4 capital murder charges, which means that's the death penalty 4 times. They literally have to kill him 4 times, is being defended by a public defender in Moscow, Idaho. Now, there are defense attorneys all over the United States, and I'm sure plenty in Idaho, that would love to make a name for themselves by defending Bryan Kohberger. I can assure you that they are calling him left and right, and I mean really, really good attorneys, because to defend him and win the case would make a name for them. For instance, y'all probably know who the Kardashians' father is, right? He was a defense attorney, a very popular one, but nowhere near as popular as he became after he defended O.J. Simpson. He was so popular that his children are the most known people in America now, maybe the world. And that all started with him defending O.J. Simpson. So if you think for a second that these high-profile defense attorneys wouldn't pro bono, absorb all the cost involved and take the case for Mr. Bryan Kohberger in this matter, just on even a small glimpse of a chance that they could find him innocent in front of the millions of eyes that'll be on this case to make them famous, they would do it in a heartbeat. And you know this. But he
That was a good point right there. Like, and I don't ever remember hearing anybody, unless if it was all done behind the scenes, when you have a high profile case like this, you would think these high profile attorneys would have come out of the woodwork to want to take this case on. Like, look at who's the attorney that's helping Barlow. Barlow is pro bono, helping the defense. So you can't say that's out of the question. Did these high profile defense attorneys, do they know this? Do they know Idaho? And they're like, I'm not messing with that state. I know the whole case and everything, but I don't know about the attorney. He would be able to afford an attorney. Didn't he pay for an attorney? I'm sorry. I don't know the whole attorney situation in that one, but I think this was a very good point here. Like, why didn't that happen? Okay. And I had to continue the membership drive Monday, you guys, with 5 more members. Green team. Let me see who got those. That is this the one I did? Yep. Suzanne B66, Don Caps, Aisha Reddick, let's see, Heather McCauley, Dana Puffinstuff. Welcome to the green team, you guys.
isn't accepting any of the offers from these attorneys. What kind of sense does that make? He's keeping the public defender, the same one, again, that defended both of the young ladies in the possession with intent to deliver cases. The reason he is keeping that public defender is because he knows who that public defender is, and he knows who her allegiance is to. And he knows that if he was to take another attorney in this matter, that they would not come and kill him. What's the point of that? That wouldn't scare him. He's facing 4 capital murder death penalty charges. No, he knows that what happened to those women's daughters that we're going to talk would certainly happen to his loved ones.
Oh my gosh. When I listened to this the first time, I wasn't thinking he was talking just about the public defender. I thought he was talking about, well, I think he gets to it, like why he stayed silent for the same reason. But I gotta look at the date on this. Can you believe that he knew to say this long ago? What's the date? January of 2024, you guys. January of 2024. And he's just hypothesizing. Everything is alleged based on observations and things like that. So we have no way of knowing for certain. But we just identified like 3 red flags today that were concerning to us when you have a defense team that is allowing the primary piece of evidence with the house being torn down, not fighting against that, not fighting a gag order in the case, and not wanting the documents to be unsealed. Those are very concerning things. Beth and Shermy, you wanted to know a high profile case. It would be, oh God, what was that? Florida, Casey Anthony? Wasn't Casey Anthony's attorney pro bono? Also, there was that Texas case. I know Dago and I both talked about it. I can't remember her name off the top of my head. She was a college student. It just happened, I think, probably 5-6 months ago. They said she jumped off a building, but there's a lot of evidence about a fight going on. You guys know what I'm talking about? I think it was in Texas. I think her attorney, he was a big name. I think he was pro bono. Are the examples all women? Oh, interesting. I don't know. I'll see what I can find out for pro bono cases. Yeah, interesting. No way. Agape, you went to Woodstock? Are you old enough for that? You were stage crew at Woodstock and subsequent anniversaries for years. Peacekeepers at many music venues. Southern Rock. Okay, Agape. I was at the Grateful Dead show. It's one of their most iconic shows ever, historical, at Buckeye Lake in Ohio in like 91, I want to say. Did you go to that one? That was epic. That was epic. I would have been at Woodstock if I was old enough at that time. I love that. That's great. That's great. Yeah, I loved it.
Family would be eliminated the second that he either moved for another attorney or the second that he started to open his mouth on this case and fill in some of the blanks for the law enforcement. That's why.
Now, this part, I totally agree with. Not so much. I don't know about the attorney part. Okay. I'm not saying anything about the attorney part, but keeping his mouth shut. This is the part I wanted to get to. So standing silent, not saying anything, just taking the plea deal. I really think there are threats. I think there's threats all the way around in this case. I mean, we look at Vargas getting, visited by the FBI because she spoke out about the DNA, and potentially other visits for people. We look at people and we're like, why did they stop talking? Why is a survivor afraid to go back to the state of Idaho? I mean, do we know there's a threat for sure? No. Sure looks like there's a potential of some kind of threat. The bad guy's in prison, supposedly. Why are you afraid to go back and testify? Right? There's a lot of scenarios that point to that, in my opinion, about having a threat like that.
When Mr. Kohberger goes in to the courtroom, he doesn't say a word. Believe me, he has been warned. Do not say a word. And the evidence to that is when the judge asked, how do you plead guilty or not guilty? What was his answer? He wouldn't open his mouth to even say guilty or not guilty. Wouldn't let his lawyer do it either. The judge had to plead not guilty for him. Everybody was perplexed with that one. There is no potential benefit to not pleading not guilty in your case. Nobody could understand why would he do that? Well, that's real simple. He's been told not to open his mouth, and believe me, he understands the consequences that come with opening his mouth, and he won't even open it to say not guilty. So with that being said, the way this thing's going to pan out, he's not going to open his mouth. Law enforcement will manufacture enough evidence for a jury to convict. They will convict him. They will put him on death row. In 10 years, they may even execute him. He will never open his mouth because his loved ones, again, would be eliminated, and he knows that. And he was the professional. He wasn't supposed to get caught, but he made a couple of minor errors. Number one, driving his own vehicle to the scene of the atrocity. And the police, the law enforcement, everybody involved is going to put this thing to bed the second that they say guilty. And then law enforcement can continue working on their private investigation into that organization. That organization can continue to do business. And everybody involved would be better off just putting it behind them. But for those of you that have come up with a lot of scenarios, they think that Mr. Kohberger is innocent. I can assure you he's not. His motives behind it were completely different than what everybody is thinking. And the reason that those two young ladies, plus their friend and their boyfriend, are no longer with us is simply because their mothers were involved in the drug trade, were arrested, didn't face up to the consequences and take their convictions. They decided to work with law enforcement, rat out an organization that they knew better to rat out, and a message was sent. And collateral damage happened when the message was sent, and that's where we're at. And I could continue to go on and fill in blanks for you and piece this puzzle together.
That's okay, Pav. You've been doing that for years for us, so we know. What he just said have to do with Bryan? He was giving a reason that I agree with of why he would stand silent. I mean, I do think it could go both ways. Bryan knows the law too. Does he know just to not say anything? I don't know, but his point in this was because of threats. Okay. Threats from the drug world, you know, that they're not going to threaten Bryan directly. They'll go after his family members. And I do believe there have been, I don't know if have been statements made or people speculating about that anyways. Maybe with we question the silence from his family, from him. I don't know. It's a plausible explanation, in my opinion, and that's all we're doing, right? Like I say on every show, I personally am continuing to discuss these topics around this case because it's a closed case, and Moscow Police Department and all the judges involved in this case in the state of Idaho are not releasing the case file. If they would release the case file and we could see all the evidence to show that they for sure have the right person in prison, we wouldn't have anything more to discuss. So that's why we're doing this. So, yeah, I think that's a reason to stay silent. I did see someone asked a question about, because he was saying, you know, going after the family, or they went after their children, and Jasmine lived right over at WSU. You know, why not go after her? I mean, I don't know. That was a decision made. Also, she was with her dad that weekend, I believe. So not as easy. We've also been going down, because I've always thought there's a drug connection that would be the motive in this case. what are all the other connections? Because we have 2 other victims, right? How does Kaylee fit into it, or Ethan? For the longest time, I just thought they were just in the wrong place, wrong time. And it could still be that. The reason why I thought, well, maybe all 4 were targets, I don't know for sure, but we're learning all this information about the victims now from the interviews that they have conducted. So I haven't seen anything that I can say confidently for sure for all 4 of them. But there are some things that maybe if they were loosely connected in that world, right? That's why I was talking about Mason Bangman so much, and why I want to know, like, who is this guy that was staying in the house right next to the 1112 house, not right next to it, but like the third one over. I've been uncovering more people associated with the fraternities. They're not college students, but they were mentioned and they're in the area that night. And one of them is the biggest supplier on campus. Like, who is that person? So those are the types of things that I'm trying to dig into. So thank you for joining me today, you guys. I wanted to make sure that we were all on the same page with the appeal documents that came out from Ann Taylor. We have raised 3 at least big red flags about the defense in this case, decisions that have been made, and wanting to keep the case file sealed is the current hearing that is going on with the Idaho Statesman, or court case, I should say, with the Idaho Statesman. That's a red flag. That's a red flag. I am gathering things together to do some episodes about who I think could possibly be the real perpetrators, the ones that Pav has been talking about, and everyone's now looking at this new Mowich, however you say his name, in the chat. So we're going to get caught up on him, about him in the next couple days. So I hope you guys will join me back for that. And please share any information with me that you have. A lot of you, wonderful community members have been sending me things and sharing things with me. I appreciate you so much if you didn't hear that earlier. And just because I haven't used it yet, I see it. I'm, saving it, organizing it so that I can have it and use it when I want to come back to those topics. And I will be back tomorrow at our same peep time, same peep channel. Please make sure that you can come back and clock in with me again tomorrow. And I'm going to clock out for now, but please have a wonderful rest of your day and try to do something nice and relaxing for yourself. And I know we are all also making sure we're going over and visiting everybody's channels and checking out what everybody's saying. Just know we all appreciate you guys. We do. But I am going to clock out for now, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.
Thanks for watching, hope you felt the spark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. Subscribe, it's free and keeps us going strong. You're part of the crew now, right where you belong. Join us next time, same truth, same fire. We bring the heat and never tire. We're typically unique and proud to be a husband and wife in podcast harmony. That could be unique, yeah, that's you and me. Don't forget to like and hit subscribe, it's free. Come back again, we'll be right here with truth and laughs and zero fear. One love, two minds, letting it flow. We dig deep with crack jokes, we call it like we see. If that's your vibe, you belong here with me. We don't always agree, but that's the show. One love, two minds, letting it flow. We dig deep with crack jokes, we call it like we see. If that's your vibe, you belong here with me. We don't always agree, but you felt the spark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. We dig deep with crack jokes, we call it like we see. If that's your vibe, you belong here with me. Thanks for watching, hope you felt the spark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. It's free, it keeps us going strong. You're part of the crew, now right where you belong. Join us next time, same truth, same fire. We bring the heat and never tire. We're typically unique and proud to be a husband and wife and proud to be a husband and a wife in podcast harmony. Yeah, that's you and me, that's you and me. Don't forget to like, hit subscribe, it's free. Come back again, we'll be right here with truth and laughs and zero fear.